Hi, my name is Alvin Wong, and I'm a third-year civil and environmental engineering student at UC Berkeley. I'm currently the project manager of this year's Concrete Canoe team. And Concrete Canoe is traditionally a civil engineering competition in which teams design, analyze, construct, and present and race a canoe made completely out of concrete.
My name is Julie Liang. I am a fourth-year chemistry major, and I am part of Berkeley Engineers and Mentors, or BEAM for short. We are a club that goes to local K-12 schools to teach hands-on science and engineering lessons to make science more fun and approachable.
Hi, I'm Brian Tulong. I'm a senior studying bioengineering. I'm the director of Pioneers in Engineering. Pioneers in Engineering is a student organization focused on creating great learning experiences for underserved students in the Bay Area. We fulfill our mission by hosting a robotics competition, presenting at outreach events hosted by other organizations, and working with corporate sponsors and the university.
Hi, my name is Kyle Zampaglione, and I'm a fourth-year mechanical engineering student. I'm team lead of the human-powered vehicle team. We're a student engineering group that designs and builds bikes. We're interested in having any engineers join our team, engineers, non-engineers. We just want people who are interested in bikes.
Hi, my name is Min Ju, and I am the team lead for CalSol, UC Berkeley's solar vehicle team. We are a team of 50 undergraduate students who design, build, and race solar-powered vehicles.
Hi, I'm Katie. I'm here with the seismic construction team. We are a team that new this year. We're building a 5-foot-tall balsa wood tower to test on ground motions on a seismic shaking table.
Hi, my name is Grant Buster. I'm a mechanical and nuclear engineer. I'm with the Design Engineering Collaborative. And the whole idea behind our group is bring your own products that you want to make, or any projects really, and we'll build them together.
Good morning, everyone. Morning. I guess some habits die hard from the classroom. I'm Shankar Shastri, Dean of the College of Engineering. I hope this short clip gives you an idea of all the things you can design, make, and build here at Berkeley. We have more than 70 student clubs and teams that are eager to welcome you to their ranks. Many of their projects are on display here at Cal Day, and so I encourage you to check them out. Berkeley engineering students are tremendously creative, inventive, and curious, and our brief program this morning celebrates this spirit. Just 10 months ago, I had the privilege of standing before a global audience in Chicago with Paul Jacobs and President Bill Clinton to announce an extraordinary new innovation in engineering education. With the endorsement of the Clinton Global Initiative, we launched the Jacobs Institute for Design Innovation last June to unleash the creativity of our students as they take up the grand challenges of our increasingly interconnected world. We owe a tremendous debt to Paul, who offered up his perspective as Qualcomm's top executive to help us frame this vision, which is really going to be nothing short of a transformation of engineering education. As Paul and other industry leaders will tell you, technical expertise alone is not sufficient to create products and services that really fit the needs of people and communities. As our students master new technologies and their capabilities, they must master an understanding of how these technologies can deliver tangible benefits to individuals, families, and neighborhoods. In fact, we think that the process of technology innovation begins with an immersive experience with the end user. You can't start solving a problem till you really understand it from the end user's vantage point. Only then can you start to play with ideas and explore them and design and build a genuine solution that will improve lives. And if you're able to do this as part of a team, with each member bringing unique talents and insights, you're likely to generate an even stronger solution. And Paul, even in his commitment on the Clinton Global Initiative in Chicago, really emphasized the tradition at Berkeley of having diverse teams to look at problems. And those of you who listened last week on NPR, it's been all over the airwaves about how important it is to have diverse teams in tackling new problems. This teaching philosophy is what we'll try to bring to life in the new Jacobs Hall. When it opens in fall 2015, you heard it right, that's fall 2015, it's really 15 months from now, just north of Soda Hall, it will be a space where students can, I should say north of Soda Hall, and to be politically correct, east of Echeverry Hall. How's that? It'll be a space where students can get hands-on experience in human-centered design, rapid prototyping, and team-based learning. In the new building, our students will make use of design studios, collaboratory spaces, and digital fabrication equipment to create products, devices, and services that have end-user functionality and appeal baked in from the outset. While we finish construction, we'll be doing a lot more to make design an integral part of a Berkeley education. Our engineering faculty are working with colleagues in the College of Environmental Design, Art Practice, Biological Sciences, the School of Business, and many, many other units to develop a minor in design innovation for Berkeley undergraduates. At the same time, our faculty and students are launching many more offerings in multidisciplinary, experiential, project-oriented coursework. Please check your program and Cal Day schedule for opportunities to see the many ways that design education is coming to life here at Berkeley. And be sure to include these stops on your Cal Day itinerary. For example, at 1 o'clock this afternoon, we'll have a Design at Berkeley Engineering info session talk in Banatao Auditorium, which is in Sathajodai Hall next door, followed by student-led tours of our tech labs. Sarah Beckman, who's here, will be leading that info session. We've crafted our design innovation vision in partnership with our faculty, our students, and our friends in the private sector. First of all, we thank the Jacobs Foundation for the cornerstone gift that launched the Jacobs Institute last June. I'm just as honored to acknowledge the following benefactors, several of whom are here with us today, for their generous commitments. DJ and Shashi Deb, Michael and Janelle Grimes, the Perlegos family through the Gariatis Foundation, Insek and Isabel Ree, Roger Strout through the Moss Foundation, and General Motors. Please join me in a round of applause for our philanthropic partners. And now, it's my very great honor and privilege to welcome Chancellor Nicholas Dirks to the stage. Please.
Thank you, Shankar, and it's great to be with all of you here this morning, and in particular to be with you, Paul, and to recognize your extraordinary role in making this wonderful occasion possible. This is genuinely a groundbreaking event. Okay, that was give it my best shot, right? But indeed, as a groundbreaking, it's an event that represents renewal and progress, a time when members of a campus community come together and coalesce around shared interests and objectives. These are occasions that are built on a foundation of optimism and expectation for the future, and it's wonderful to be part of this. And while all of that certainly holds today, there is more at work here as well that elevates this ceremony into something even more special. In so many ways, Jacobs Hall and the broader initiative it will house and support is emblematic of the highest aspirations we hold for this university in terms of all the things that we've been working on together, certainly since I've been here, undergraduate education, innovation, across the disciplines, across all fields, in fact, and of course always with the sense of our public mission at the fore. As many of you know, I've been committed to ensuring that our students, no matter what they major in, have an opportunity to step outside their disciplines and majors, engage with fundamental human debates, and develop transportable skills that will allow them to confront the challenges of the next century. In a way, we know that we're not going into a world of single careers. There are going to be multiple careers, but even more than that, I think there are going to be multiple challenges that will shape careers that we haven't even thought about yet. And it's precisely this kind of effort that is going to be so critical to the educational and research mission of this university. Together, I believe at Berkeley are establishing a new paradigm for higher education, and we're creating a signature Berkeley experience for all of our students that provides the support and resources they need to realize their full potential as individuals and contributors to the public good, but also to the kinds of discoveries, the kind of innovation, and indeed the kinds of designs for those that will be so necessary in the years ahead. By now, the connections between these broadly shared aspirations and this institute should be clear. Berkeley Engineering's Design and Innovation Initiative is fostering just this kind of integrative learning for our students, even as it supports our public ethos in so many ways, while taking up the humanistic questions that arise as we probe the relationships between technology and society. Students in this program will also gain practice in designing and making products and services that are matched to human and community needs. They will also participate in and learn about a key attribute of research for the public good, and that is the translational effort that brings discoveries out of the lab and turns knowledge into beneficial goods and services for people here and around the world. In the months leading up to this event, it has been my great pleasure to work with the faculty, staff, students, and external partners who have all contributed to our reinvention of engineering education at Berkeley. I am so proud of what has been accomplished, and I'm delighted to see these efforts now bear such concrete fruit. It has truly been an honor for me to witness this vitality, creativity, and dedication of our Berkeley engineers. Today, we are celebrating the progress we have made in our design innovation initiatives, but we are also celebrating and honoring our students and their dreams. Let me add my thanks to those of Dean Shastri, to all of you who have helped build such a strong foundation for the Jacobs Institute for Design Innovation, the faculty, the students, and the staff, along with the lead benefactors and industry partners who've invested so much in this exciting and ambitious endeavor. So thank you all. I'll ask Dean Shastri to come back to the stage, but go Bears.
Thank you, Nick. I'd like to introduce Paul Jacobs so that he can tell us in his own words about his visions in creating this, his vision in creating this institute. Paul Jacobs is Executive Chairman of Qualcomm Incorporated, a global company driven to deliver the world's most innovative wireless solutions. Paul himself has been granted more than 50 patents for his inventions in the area of wireless technologies and devices. He holds 3 degrees from Berkeley, all in electrical engineering and computer science, and has acted on his deep loyalty to Berkeley in countless ways. He's been extraordinarily generous to teaching and research initiatives here in the College of Engineering, and in addition is one of the co-chairs for Nick of the recently completed for Nick and Scott, I should say here, for the recently completed campaign for Berkeley, which raised an astonishing $3.13 billion for Cal. Paul also chairs our College of Engineering Advisory Board and has been indispensable in shaping the college's strategic directions. Please join me in giving a really warm welcome to Paul Jacobs.
Thanks, Shankar, and thank you, Chancellor Dirks, for being here. And I also really want to say thanks to the benefactors and all of the people that have been involved in working on the building and working on the institute. I got to say, this has been just a tremendous amount of fun for me to be involved in this. And it's really fulfilled something that I wanted to do, which was give back to Cal, because I had an incredible experience at Cal. Really shaped my life, shaped my worldview. And I think, you heard Shankar talk about diversity. This really is what I learned at Cal. I grew up in La Jolla, California, which is a pretty homogeneous kind of place. And I came up to Cal and I was in culture shock for the first couple months I was here. But, it really changed the way that I looked at the world. And I got a great education here. A lot of technical skills that you learn, but also that notion of working in a broader context and focusing in on public good and other things besides just making a widget. And I remember that a lot of the projects that I liked the most were ones where they were sort of team projects, and I was always very motivated by building things and just having something concrete that you had done, and I thought with this design institute, I really wanted to focus on that, to give all the students really that kind of a sense that they can make things, that they can work in larger groups, be very, very interdisciplinary. This is in our industry, have a thing like the iPhone come out, which was some great technology, but also art was a critical part of it. And I wanted to make sure that that happened here as well, that we found that kind of interdisciplinary collaboration. The other thing that I wanted to do also was that my upbringing was very special. My father had a company called Linkabit, his first company before he started Qualcomm, and I always used to work there over the summers. And every summer I did a different kind of engineering, so I was always doing these different projects from like junior high school on. And that really motivated me when I came to Cal to learn the theory of engineering, because I already had these tremendous experiences doing all these different things, and I wanted to make sure that everybody got that. It's harder to become an engineer, I think, and to push your way through some of those tough times when you really have to work hard if you don't have a visceral sense of what it is that you're doing it for, that to make these things, to build things that will change people's lives. So I wanted to make sure that we gave the students here that opportunity to make things and get that sense and get that motivation. And we talk a lot about education in the United States and the state of education and what we can what we can do to change it. But I also think that motivation, it's a critical thing. STEM education is hard. And if you don't really have that reason, that passion to keep pushing you on and on, then you won't do it. You won't. A lot of people drop out of STEM or don't even try. And I really wanted to find a way to get people to feel that and to try. And then there's some other things that happened recently. I mean, we have these 3D technology, printing technologies now. So another reason that I wanted to do it, and this is something that I found at work, that you can iterate hardware now in the way that you used to be able to iterate software. I mean, everybody knows they can change their program and they can put up a new website or whatever it is, but you really can do that with hardware now too. And so the idea that the students would see a completely different way of building things now, where you can make something that really looks commercial, just as a kind of a one-off project. And going back to the motivation thing, I thought that would be cool, that the students in engineering could bring these things back to their dorms and kind of show their buddies, hey, I was able to build this thing. It's not just magic. This is actually, I know how to do this, and I was able to do this in my class. So I really wanted to sort of take advantage of the new technologies to change sort of that mindset, to create the motivation, also to give them the opportunity to build things that looked real. And for me, some of the most fun times I've had in my career were like walking down the street one time in New York, and I heard somebody behind me who had bought one of the products I had worked on talking about how cool and how much they liked the product. And so to give people that sense, and to give the students that sense, I think that's an important thing as well. So in the end, I'm just really excited to be able to be part of this. I was fortunate enough to do well and be able to give back, and I really credit Berkeley for getting me to the place that I am in life, and I appreciate it, and I'm very much looking forward to seeing the Institute get started and see what kind of an impact that we can have on the world. So, go Bears!
Thank you, Paul. I'd like to introduce three of our students so that you can see for yourself what we've been trying to describe. Kate Rakelli and Eric Micah are two of our outstanding QUEST scholars. So let me tell you what QUEST is. QUEST stands for the Qualcomm Undergraduate Experiences in Science and Technology and is generously funded by the Qualcomm Foundation. Their QUEST scholarships provide these students with the means to team up with a Berkeley engineering professor and gain experiences in hands-on research and design. Our third student speaker, Lavanya Jawaharlal, co-founded a startup called STEM Center USA, which is designing and making affordable robotics teaching kits for school children. Let's first hear from Kate about her own experiences integrating engineering design and hands-on learning here at Berkeley. Kate.
Thank you. I'm a third-year EEC student here at Berkeley, and last summer I did research in an electrical engineering lab up in SDH, made possible by QUEST, which is generously funded by the Qualcomm Foundation. Besides engineering, I enjoy singing, playing guitar, and backpacking in the mountains during the summer. We're here today to celebrate the groundbreaking for a building devoted solely to design. So I want to say a few words about what I find exciting about design and why I think it's so important for Berkeley engineers. Design starts with options. And the first question is, how do you decide which option to choose? And the answer to that is, you have rules laid out by those who came before you. You have common sense, you have reason. So now you're going along pursuing the best option, according to these metrics. But because no one has ever solved the exact problem you're trying to solve, you'll probably run into a problem the rules can't solve for you. And at this point, you're stuck. This stuckness is pretty frustrating. I think we've all been there. But it's also fascinating because at this point, you're no longer operating by a procedure of reason. You're kind of lost, poking around in the dark, trying anything you can come up with. And this is because your model of the problem is flawed in some way. Otherwise, you'd be able to deduce what the problem is. So you can't trust reason anymore because one of the assumptions in your model is wrong. And then, sometimes after a short time, sometimes after a very long time, the aha moment comes, usually when you least expect it. When you realize which assumption was wrong or how to frame the problem in a different way. And when you reach the solution, you don't get to it in any kind of orderly scientific method. It comes out of thin air. It's like an irrational leap. And now you can update your model and suddenly everything is working again. I think that each time we get stuck like this and eventually find our way out of it, we get a little better at getting ourselves unstuck the next time. We develop a kind of feel for it. And that intuition is what's crucial to a great engineer. Because we can build computer programs that can follow the rules of logic, but we have no idea how to build something that can think laterally, step outside of its own model and recast the problem. And this intuition is hard to build because you can't write down a formula for it. It's only built from time and experience with these kind of problems. So I'm not an engineer because I like following procedures. I'm an engineer because of those moments of stuckness and the creativity and imagination it takes to become unstuck. So I hope the new Jacobs Institute will be a place where we can all get stuck and unstuck more often than we ever have before. That experience is what will make us great engineers and happier people. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Eric Micah, and I'm a second-year mechanical engineering student here at Cal. To me, engineering has always been something more than just a major, or something to study, or even a career path. As a kid, I loved to build things, but more specifically, I'd like to tear open Lego boxes and throw the instructions away. By the time I was 16, I had traded plastic blocks for used car parts and scrap metal, but the sensation was still the same. I was fortunate to realize my passion for design very early on. And eventually, I wound up here at the University of California, Berkeley, on a path to become an engineer, to turn something that I truly loved into a career. As a freshman, I was definitely a little bit overwhelmed. And while what I learned in class was fascinating, I missed the feeling I would get from opening a box of Lego meant to build a house and building a car from it. I missed designing something I could call my own. Luckily, I found my way onto the Formula SAE team here at Cal. FSAE designs, builds, and tests a race car from scratch and then takes it to race universities from around the world. Joining FSAE was easy since I had worked on cars before, and during my time on the team, I learned just as much as I did in class, and I really developed teamwork skills that I didn't know were possible. I learned to collaborate with people and learned to combine skills from different backgrounds and make something great, make a race car, and it was a lot of fun. After a solid year, I decided to step out of my comfort zone and into the world of research. I wanted to design something new, something cutting edge, and Berkeley is a great place for that. The summer following my freshman year, I became a Quest Scholar. The Quest program opened the door to research for me. Since then, I have worked under Professor Baiji as well as Professor Tamazuka. And every single day, I get to walk into a lab and work on something new and original. The freedom of designing something the world has never seen before is what makes engineering worthwhile to me. It is why I willingly suffer through 3-hour exams every single semester. The Jacobs Institute for Design Innovation will give every student here the opportunity to see engineering differently, not just as a major or as a career path, but as the freedom to create and impact the world however they like. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Lavanya. I am a second year studying mechanical engineering here at Berkeley. I'm so excited to be here today, and I just wanted to share a couple of my personal stories since coming into Berkeley. In October of 2011, my sister and I co-founded our own robotics outreach program called STEM Center USA for science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. I was fortunate enough as a child growing up to pretty much do something similar to what Eric did, and was opening Lego boxes, playing with the pieces, throwing the instructions away, and just making something just out of pure creativity. And going from Legos to different types of robotics platforms, trying out different things in that continuous process till I realized this is what I wanted to do. I wanted to be an engineer and have the opportunity to really go out of my comfort zone and build whatever I want. Something that I realized, though, was that not every student, not every child has this opportunity to do that. You have to maybe be in a good school district, have supportive parents or the resources to be able to reach out to robotics platforms and to have science projects to work on. And that's the reason my sister and I started STEM Center USA, to outreach to young students in elementary school and middle school, and to give those students an opportunity, no matter what their background is, whether it's their diversity background, their ethnic background, the low income, the middle class families in our areas. It's important that we are supporting them no matter where we are. Being here at Berkeley has really shown me that support system in that community. Since starting STEM Center, I've been able to talk to professors about my curriculum development and about making robotics platforms and kits for kids and working with children. And they're interested in it. They're excited about it. Because engineering is not just about the technical classes that we have. It's not just about sitting in a classroom. It's about being able to take what we learn in our classrooms and actually applying it to the real world. Finding out how to use that theory and how it's applicable to all the things around us. When I'm working with kids, one thing I like to say is, look around you. Everything you are sitting on, you're wearing, the buildings that you're in, the roofs that's keeping the sun and the rain out, that's all done by engineering. And when you take a second to think about it, we need STEM majors in this world and in this day and age. And we need to be pushing students to show them how exciting it can be. It's not boring. It's not scary. Math is cool. Programming is really interactive and fun. And by showing students how exciting this is, it's really guiding them through a process. And it's a hands-on learning process. And I think the Jacobs Hall is just the space and the community that we need as engineers to really come out of our comfort zone and take the next step into what we want to be. Over the past 2 months, we actually launched a Kickstarter program for the PiBot. And the PiBot is a robotics platform that is aimed to be affordable for students all over the country and the world. Just 2 days ago, on the 10th, we successfully funded our PiBot project, reaching out to over 1,100 backers here and internationally, and raising over $113,000. And I think that really shows that there is a need for hands-on learning. There is a need for robotics and exciting, engaging materials on our campus, in California, in our country, and all over the world. So I'm so excited for the Jacobs Hall. Thank you so much for your time.
Lavanya, you'd be glad to know that in the Jacobs Institute, it is in fact a priority for us to reach into the middle schools and high schools in the summer months. And with Paul's blessings, we are going to kick off these programs, reaching out to actually middle school young women and girls in several charter schools in the Berkeley area starting this summer, even before the building. So we'll be calling on you for. Okay. Just to tell you a little bit about this, we wanted to be here to do this groundbreaking. It's great to be at the site where you actually turn the earth. But I really thought having an auditorium setting was a chance for you to hear and see the students who'd benefit from it. And the acoustics are always very tricky outside. But as a result, we got a rather innovative design for our groundbreaking. So I'd first like to invite the representatives of our student groups to the stage. And there are 10 students coming here from stage left with blue and gold shovels here. Welcome. All right. Then I'd like to invite our student speakers to return to the stage. And I think you'll get shovels. And now, may I invite Chancellor Dirks, Paul, and our lead benefactors to also come on the stage, please. I think you can come from two sides. It's not critical to, please. And just wait, everyone. We have one more special guest to invite to the stage. Oski. Welcome, Oski. With Oski is Spencer Bowen. With Oski is Spencer Bowen, Cal's Spirit Group leader, who will now lead us in the ceremonial turning of the shovels.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, as you heard, my name is Spencer. I'm the Cal Mic Band. I'm going to lead these guys on this very momentous occasion. I'm so excited to be here with all of you. You guys help make Cal what it is and what it will continue to be, which is a place defined by universal excellence. So guys, here's how this is going to work. We're going to do a big, loud Go Bears on 3. We're going to do a test run. Make sure you guys have the idea. And then we're going to do a real one. Nice controlled turn, no flinging of the sand. Okay, here we go. It's going to go like this. Go Bears on 3. 1, 2, 3. Go Bears! Solid, but it's Cal Day. This is a big day for the College of Engineering. I think we can do better. This time for real, guys. Are we ready? Go Bears on 3. 1, 2, 3. Go Bears!
Outside here. We have a little reception outside. Thank you all, and go Bears! Go Jacobs Hall!